everybody. Good evening, aliens.
Dear brother, if you don't listen to our show, you might have a bonus moral ways. This place has got a disease right now.
The disease is you have to agree with what's the agenda. And if you don't, you're a bigot. And you get chastised. The jib's coming again. Back again. Right it back around. We went full circle on this thing. It's so ridiculous. Wait, hold on. TSA agents are going to start mask mandates on imports and exports to this new variant of COVID that's less lethal than Omicron variant, which we opened up the country on because Omicron was not that lethal, but it was very highly contagious. And we're going to do this during the school coming back into session. Oh, wow. Weird. All of a sudden, you have kids from different families and people that went everywhere all coming together to go to a community school or to a college or to a private school. All people from different walks of life. And they're going to get sick. So you're going to go ahead and say, well, COVID cases have spiked, so you need to mask up again. I'm working at University of Michigan right now. I see so many mother truckers that are just sitting there, and I know it's coming. I know that's coming.
Yeah,
you need the mask. I said,
he's a U of M right now. Here, mild surgery, but mild surgery. He had open heart surgery. No, he's doing good, but I've seen it too. They're still. When you go to the hospital, there's a guy at the front, and he's hanging out. He's mailing out stickers saying that, asking questions. Still, a few, all the bullshit. And then, but he's got a bunch of masks, and it says masks are optional. At this point. But it's gonna turn right back around. They're gonna do this with that again. Even though it's been proven that the masks don't work,
right?
It's a control thing.
100%.
This brings me back to a lot of it's reopening a lot of the conspiracies that were left unanswered during the first pandemic. For me anyway. What if the first pandemic, first variants, what if they were designed to be mods, just to get people to see how far they could go? Masking, the jabs. You got to get a jab. So now, a couple of conspiracies I had from that was, what if the jab wasn't really protect you from that?
Mm-hmm.
What if it's protecting from the next wave that is different but more deadly? Right? So what if the jab that all people all smooth brain fellas like me and you like skeptical didn't get, right? What if this jab actually protects them from the next variant that kills all the people like me that knew that, right? No, they trust the government. What if that was their way to find out who the sheeple are? And what if the next variant is a way to get rid of people like me and you that are like, no. I'm not buying bullshit. You can't control me. So what if they release something that kills all the people that didn't jab like people like me and you?
I think that correlates a lot with cloud seeding right now. But I think there's not a very big case of it going on because the original jab has a lot of heavy metals inside of it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you've looked into the quantum dot at all.
No, I'm familiar.
Yeah, so basically it's like a nanobot shape.
Like a robot?
Oh, yeah.
Is it so it's like transformers in the body?
Well, there's traces of bubbles in people's bloods that show quantum.
You talked about that there was like programmable.
Yeah, it's programmed to grab these
Programmable things that would form in one of the patents. I think it was Moderna. Moderna released there was like looking at the patents. There was like something similar to what you were talking about discussed. It was like a programmable thing, whether it was pre-programmed or could be programmed from an outside source. What if that shit's in the brain?
Well, that's exactly what.
Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's scary stuff.
So,
Mark of the Beast type stuff here too.
That's so funny you say that. Or Big Brother, the all-seeing eye, one's looking over you. It's weird.
We got.
It's weird that fellow right there, George Orwell, 1984, was so correct in what he was talking about. I mean, Big Brother watching you all the time. Yeah, they called it the telespeaks.
Well, isn't that why they got rid of the red paint?
Red paint?
No, lead.
Oh, red paint.
People paint their houses with lead. They weren't able to listen to it.
I don't know if it was that.
It wasn't really a safety issue. It was because
is lead safe?
Listen through. Excuse me.
So is lead safe?
I wouldn't say it's safe, but I think the real issue was more so that.
Hold on, my background's falling apart.
But that's just me. That's just me being in my conspiracy country. I think there's ulterior motive to a lot of things, and they want to pan it out into other things.
I know that my background isn't falling apart. All right, so
conspiracy. What's the purpose? Why? I saw a video. We just went through some bad storms here. Southeast Michigan. That's seven. I think it was like 7 tornadoes.
Let's start with
out of a storm that said we had like a 5% chance of having a tornado. 7.
I would double down, put it all on black. Those are my odds. And the outcomes.
But somebody posted a video. I wish I could remember who sent it to me. It was a weather radar that he was recording, and it like pulsed. Like a storm pulsed out of nowhere on this thing. It wasn't like a normal storm that just comes out of the thing.
Right. And the only thing that I can even remotely try to counter that with at all, logically speaking, is that at the center point, at the center point of that radar picking that up, it's a Doppler radar, so it does pulsate out when it registers and reads things. So that I can kind of see, but I don't see that all the time.
I don't remember seeing the rest of that map.
The rest of the map didn't do that, though, when in the video that you showed. So that's why I'm like, hey, that thing up there? I'll go ahead and grab a tinfoil hat for this one. I don't even need it. They can go ahead and read my thoughts. They already know what I'm going to say. But,
you never carry your cell phone around and got you.
Yeah, it's right in my pocket. Of course they do. So, if we talk about chemtrails, contrails, vapor trails, so the mainstream view is chemtrails are streaks of water vapor that streaks of water vapor and a minute amount of particles crystallizing ice in high altitude. The starting altitude of Comtrails, which this one you can date this one back all the way throughout aviation history, is once you hit above 25,000 feet or 25,000 kilometers, you get Comtrails. That's where you see that at, and that happens between 25,000 to 40,000. That's feet, not kilometers. But anyway, which that's very normal operating temperature areas for a lot of aircraft. And that's where you see those ones. Those are in high altitude. You can see those very, very well. But, they say the cause of that is that's a hot engine in an aircraft and low temperature of the altitude. Also, when air pressure around the craft changes, like for an example, wingtips or tails. So it would be a rapid change of air pressure around an aircraft. For example, F-22 using its thrust vectoring. When it banks really quickly, you can see the smoke trails come off of it. That is definitely an example of like Comtrails. But when we talk about weather,
it's exhaust and heat transfer, heat differences. Makes sense.
Yeah. But then we start getting to weather control. This is where it starts getting interesting. So let's talk historically. So the 7-Year War and American Civil War reports that reports show that rain would fall after every large battle. So every large battle like Gettysburg Address, things like that, a lot of black powder in the air would show. Immediately afterwards, rain would fall. So the U.S. Department of War bought $9,000 in gunpowder. Doesn't seem like a lot, but if you translate that into today's money, it's $323,000 in gunpowder. That's quite a bit, and they did that in an attempt to make it rain over Texas. Test results were inconclusive, but then Operation Popeye, 1967 to 1972 Vietnam War. U.S. Air Force attempted to extend the monsoon season over parts of the Ho Chi Minh Trails, and that was carried out by the 54th Squadron of Weather Reconnaissance with 3 C-130s and 2 B-1s. And their quote that they did was, "Make mud, not war." Now let's go ahead and get into a little bit more modern times. Abu Dhabi, 2011. The UK reported that UAE, United Arab Embassy, from July to August of 2010, they had produced 50 rainstorms. Since the year 2000, rainfall has increased between 15 to 30% from cloud seeding. Cloud seeding is a common
they're making it rain over there, right?
Yes, they are.
Yep.
Countries that currently use cloud seeding are the United States.
I can see the benefits. I can see benefits in like dry climate.
For sure.
It makes sense.
Oh, for sure.
What doesn't make sense is why they would do it in places that don't have the issue.
Well, where they don't have an issue, this is where we get a little tinfoil hatty. This is fun research that I had. So, how about hurricane modification?
Okay.
All right, so
what are they causing hurricanes for?
Well, there's a book called How to Stop Hurricane, written in 2007. And it explores the ideas of lasers to discourage.
Lasers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
But it's using lasers to discourage lightning storms and pouring liquid nitrogen into the liquid nitrogen to be poured into the ocean, displacing the heat energy, creating soot to absorb sunlight. Mm-hmm.
So this is we're still talking for a good cause, right?
Supposedly. But just because you can use it to decrease a storm doesn't mean you can't use it to amplify a storm. If you know how to disarm it, you know how to rearm it or to amplify it.
Well, there's nothing like a good disaster to initiate some profit.
To grab this big old red, white, and blue and go, America! 9/11 was not an inside job.
I heard some people. I think it was a friend of mine. When Katrina was coming, somebody had told him he should buy stock in Home Depot and some kind of something to do with waste management, because they were going to be pumping so much money into wood to put boards up houses and all that kind of stuff, and then waste removal and all that. So all that stock was going to go sky high. So he had bought a bunch of it before the disaster. I think he banked a pretty penny off of it, which is kind of conflict of interest. But I mean, you kind of just play the system at that point.
I mean, is it though? Congress does it all the time.
Yeah. Which brings me back to my point. Look at FEMA. You think they spend even? I mean, it's got to be just an absurd number, absolutely low number of the money that they bring in, that they spend.
Right, you gotta have overhead costs. Right. So say you give FEMA $100,000.
Just donated.
Right. You give FEMA $100,000 to say relief things in Maui. How much of that goes to Maui? How much goes to Maui, and how much is actually for the relief cost itself? How much is the overhead, and how much are people profiting? Because nobody makes a business.
The government of Maui, they kind of
you ship, you take that package, you send it out there. Everybody's like, "Oh, hey, look at that thing going by! Yoink, yoink! Here you go." By the time it makes it to the people, you're like, $700.